The moment I gave birth to her, I remember thinking, oh, this is actually what it's meant to feel like.
Yeah.
You know, there was an instant bond and love and probably the greatest high I've ever had my whole life. I think I've been chasing it ever since. And really, you know, that showed me actually that birth can be a positive, amazing experience. And that's actually what then got me into working in birth. So I then studied to become a doula and became a childbirth educator and started teaching workshops and assisting women at birth. So I've attended lots of births in all scenarios and taught maybe close to 500-600 couples. I teach calm birth as well, which is a really wonderful way to help women work with their bodies. And so I thought I knew a lot about birth, and then I had my third child about 7 years ago, and again had planned to have this incredible, you know, natural birth experience, and she had completely different ideas, and I ended up with a undiagnosed breech baby in labour, and after quite an eventful labour I ended up having a caesarean. And so I've had all kind of births that you can have personally, but you know, that birth in particular really taught me about what beautiful birth actually is, you know, and that really helped me actually understand that all birth actually can be beautiful. You know, I don't think there's any right or wrong way when it comes to birth, but it's about where you're sitting in the story that actually helps it.
I think that's a key point to drive home too. I think that some women can feel threatened by, you know, this pressure perhaps that there is to have a natural birth, or, you know, the judgments that we might have through intervention. But I think we need to understand too that yes, there's an ideal, but we also need to sit with however it unfolds, and in fact empower ourselves with the knowledge to deal with that whichever way it may go. Setting the intention obviously to have it go the way we want, but also recognising that birth is unpredictable.
Yeah, completely. And you know, I always say in all my classes, there's no right or wrong way to give birth, and nobody can tell you that you should do it this way or that way. Nobody's walked in your shoes. Nobody knows what story you bring to your birth, and ultimately, at the end of the day, your baby's going to choose how it wants to be born. You know, our job is to turn up, hopefully with some tools to help you work with your body, but then part of it is about getting out of the way, you know, and allowing your story to unfold. You know, some of the most beautiful births I've been at have been, you know, caesarean births, or it have been births with women with epidurals. Equally, I've seen babies be born on the lounge room floor as the sun is rising and, you know, in complete silence, you know. So I've learnt and witnessed a lot through birth that there is no right or wrong, you know, and ultimately, you know, my goal when I'm teaching about birth or our program is that we want for women their best birth, whatever that looks like, you know. And I think there's a lot of judgment these days of that it should be like this and it should be like that, and women are very defensive about their choices or what they've made, and I think there's no need to be, because we all have the perfect experience that we need for us, you know. And you know, if you make choices that are in alignment with what you want, you know, then ultimately, and then you're willing to turn up, you know, you can come out the other side having a positive experience, which is really important, because that is, you know, the first step into mothering.